Hey everybody, got another build here for you. This is the Vintage Tele. The idea was to do a Telecaster with all like vintage style parts on it instead of having, locking tuners and all that jazz. And then have it done in a natural finish. And so let's see. On the front end of the guitar, on the front side of the guitar, sorry, at the top end here, we've got original Fender vintage style tuners, and it's still got the trees, the original style trees on it. I was thinking of maybe putting rollers on it though. I put a brass nut on it. The neck is actually a vintage style skunk stripe and maple fretboard, and it's maple neck obviously. And then down at this end, the body is, let me get it all the way in here. There we go. Yeah, the body is the body came off of the Sunset Burst Glary GTL teletype that I got. That it was a black to orange to yellow burst, and in the photo it looked like it had a lot of orange in it. It looked pretty nice, and the one I got didn't really have that much orange. It was mostly just yellow, so I was kind of disappointed. It was one of the 4 or so guitars I got that wasn't as nice as I was hoping, that I pretty much bought just because they were pretty looking. So yeah, that's where the body came from. I bought that thing back in January of this year. I paid $80 for it. I just checked online to see what the body's made out of. This is basswood. Actually a pretty nice piece once you sanded off all the finish they put on it. And the guitars are still available on eBay they've gone up in price from $80 to $84, so. But yeah, that's the body. It's off of Glary GTL. It's a basswood body. I sanded it within an inch of its life all the way around. Then let's see here on the pick guard, because it was a nice looking piece of wood, I didn't want to cover it all up with a big huge pick guard, so I made a custom pick guard for it. And it's kind of big here below the pickup because of the fact that this body is actually routed for a humbucker at the neck, so I had to make a larger pick guard in order to cover all that up. So it's got a custom pick guard on it, and then underneath here it's got compensated brass 3 saddles, just like the compensated part is not vintage, but they're brass saddles, and it's just got the 3 saddle system, and it works okay. It's actually, to tell you the truth though, I think the combination of compensated and non-compensated would probably work even better, because there are some that are compensated and it makes sense, and there are some that are compensated and they're like backwards. The one that should be towards the back is towards the front, and the one that should be towards the front is towards the back. There's only I think that's the one in the middle maybe, but yeah, so compensated and non-compensated might actually be the best way to go. Have like compensated bridges on the outside and a regular one in the middle. But I've had good results using just straight regular bridges too, so. And this, I think, might actually be the first set of compensateds I ever tried on a Tele, so. So yeah, kind of questionable there, man, because definitely one of the bridge you're going on the middle one, if you're doing the step thing, then you want the number 3 string should be further back than the number 4 string. Just ever so slightly, maybe a millimeter or so. And compensated bridges they're cut the other way around, with the bevel knife edges being on one side or the other, and they're cut the other way around, so it's really kind of backwards of what you want. But anyway, yeah, so it's got that in there. And then it's all original electronics. Everything was more or less silver. Or the new parts that I got for it, I got in silver. It does have strap locks on it. Got a matching leather strap for it. And that's pretty much everything on the front side. The finish, the neck was already pre-finished in like a satin. And then this is clear lacquer. No, not lacquer, sorry, shellac. This is clear shellac over the body. And the body's only got a very kind of a rough kind of a finish to it. It's also gotten scratched up a bit. Let me get it over in the light here. Watch out, little blackie. She's on. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a scratch. I don't know if I'll leave that in as like relicing, or if I'll go ahead and kind of sand that out and fill it with a bit of shellac. It's got, as you can see, like I said, I carved this thing within an inch of its life. It's got relief carves. Yeah, there you can see it in the shadows. It's got relief carves on both sides. It's got a big relief carve here. This whole side of the guitar is relief carved all along here. And then here on the front side, it's got more relief carving just right along this area here. So, and then everything's been rounded. And then let's see. Yeah, there's one little spot here where I actually cut through into the pickup cavity, but it's okay. Just give it a little character, right? Yeah. Then let's see here. You got your Fender style. There it is. Yeah, your Fender style neck plate and your skunk stripe neck and real Fender type tuners. Come on, man. God, I hate this camera. Do they have? No, I'm trying to find an F on them, and they don't even have an F. It's just lines across them. But yeah, and they use like one screw to hold down both ends of a tuner. Is the way they work, and I actually had to use slightly larger screws in order to get it to work well, I guess you would say. So, but yeah, mostly a cosmetic mod. Oh, and the other thing is real pickups. Genuine Fender original pickup set. This one, though, was dead on arrival. I've got another set on the way, and for now I just used the glary pickup in order to get the build completed. And that's pretty much it. I'm very pleased with the way it turned out. It makes a nice companion to the natural Strat. Yeah, let me grab that. I'll be right back. Okay, so here they are. These are the twins. You got the Vintage Tele here on the left, and then you got the natural Strat here on the right. And they do make, you know, a nice pair of guitars. So I'm pretty pleased with these. That's one pair of twins done. I've actually got another pair that I've completed as well. I completed the Tuxedo Twins, my black and gold Tele and Strat builds, and I'm going to be shooting videos on those as well. So, but anyway, yeah, this is the video for this guy right here, the Vintage Tele, and let's see, what can we say? As far as the vintage parts go, the ashtray, you know, it kind of gets in your way, especially for semi-palm muting. It definitely gets in your way. Let's see. The tuners actually work quite well, despite the fact that they're not locking. They're the kind where the wire goes down into the top end the tuner, and then instead of just having a hole, it's got a slot, and then you stick the end down in. Can stick the end down in, and they actually work pretty well. They're pretty precise and stuff like that. So actually, maybe a little too touchy. Might be able to use a slightly higher ratio. Other than that, it's a Tele. I can't really think of anything. The pickups, obviously, they have a very good tone to them, being factory parts. So, yeah. And I think that's pretty much it for this build. So, there were no, like, major issues with this thing. So, that's about it. Until the next one, everybody, have a good one.